All right, so I designed and printed this waste basket, and it is not completely assembled. You can see the brace is missing and that brace is missing. I don't know. This brace is shown, and I got the other ones right here, just demonstrating how it assembles. So these panels print flat. So I actually modified this a little bit. You can see got a little bit of goofiness going on there. So I've since changed it so it tapers a little bit on the inside. Should mitigate that issue. Not a big deal. And so you can see these. Everything prints. Almost everything prints. So I'm enjoying my new textured. Well, it's not so new now. Textured print bed that puts this color pattern on here on the surface, on the printed surface. So it prints this way down. And this is also tricolor PLA, RGB PLA. And so pretty busy coloring going on this. But so this prints down, so you get the outside here. And this, by the way, this fits on the K1. I originally designed it for the K1, sized for the K1 Max. But my K1 Max does not have the textured bed. And so I decided I'll make it a little smaller. It's just a little wastebasket from by my desk. It doesn't need to be anything big anyway. So I made it a little bit smaller. So this should fit on any printer that's, 220 millimeters or smaller. Probably actually more like 200. Probably takes about 210 millimeters square to print any of these parts. So basically, we have these, what did I call these? Rails? Channels? I don't even remember what I called them. So these slide together. You can see the channel shapes. So these slide together like that. And then, let's see, which way does it go? This way, I think. Nope, this way. So that slides together like that. And then this slides into there. So this slides into there, I said. All right, there we go. And then this slides into that slot. And this should go together like so. Usually I gotta open that up a little bit, I'm sure. Am I doing this wrong? I think I'm doing it right. There it goes. That goes in there, and then I should line the bottom with the slot in the bottom. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my dog out there. Of course, once I get into something, he wants to come in. All right, and so again, I slide these two together. And these, you can either glue these or put holes for some sort of pin or retainer, TBD. I printed the retainer, well, I tried printing the retainer in, just because in polycarbonate on my S1 Pro, Ender 3, only because I already had polycarbonate in it. But it doesn't like to stick to that. I tried a different bed surface, and it's sort of experimenting with that, and that didn't work out the way I wanted it. So the retainer didn't come out. But I can either use filament as the pins. I actually sized them. I sized them initially for the 3mm filament. I have a bunch of 3mm filament left over from my first printer. I mean, like a lot of it, like hundreds of dollars worth. But anyway, I got ASA. I got a ton of polycarbonate. I got a ton of what do they call that? Tolman, some other clear filament. But anyway, so I originally made them 3mm, but then I scaled it down to 80% in order to fit on the K1. It was originally designed for the K1 Max, and so I put a third hole, so there were two holes at 3mm, and I scaled the third hole up to go to 3mm once it's scaled down. But the holes are a little tight, and I didn't. Oops, I gotta do both sides at the same time. So I can use, basically I can create any pin after. I did make, like I said, I created a retainer to put in after. I might just glue it. Slide that down. Get that in the, this can be tricky to get into that channel. Looking at it. I had it together, as you saw at the beginning, except I didn't have all three of the channels in there, so that complicates this a little bit. Now I may have wanted to do this in a different order. A little tricky. Maybe I need to pull this out. It seems like I need to do something like this. Probably here too. Just pull up one side of the channel. Did I just move my camera? Okay, not much. All right, you get in there. This side seems to, the right side seems to want to start, so maybe I can start with that. Get in there. I did consider that it might be a little bit tricky to get things together just because it's tapered. The whole thing's tapered, and so these slots are sort of all tapered, sort of conically. And that's a redundant way to say that, but I was hoping that there would be enough play that would allow it to sort of slip together. I feel like I'm almost there. Maybe if I pull this guy out a little more. Maybe if I pull this guy totally out. Does that help me? I mean, most of it's in. I don't know if you can see that. It's in most of the way. Maybe if I pull this guy, maybe that's what I need to do, is do these channels last. Pull this right. Ooh, okay. This seems more difficult than it, but I think I'm almost there. I think now that I pulled that, I guess I do need to pull it all the way out. So let's get that. Yeah, once I pull that out, that was easy. Once I pulled that out. All right, so I'll slide this guy back down. And so now I should be able to just slide this in, I think. And which way did it go? It went this way. And of course, I don't have the same similar battle to get the top on. We'll see how that plays out. So this should be easy. Yeah, that was easy. Now this will be trickier to get the top on, because again, it's all tapered. So like the third, so that went on easy, but that was only a third of it. So there's two. And if I'm lucky, you guys hear my dog? Oh, I'm so close. And it's on all the way around until this guy. Something not quite lining up. I feel like, oh man, popped up over here. All right. Now that I think about it, if it's this hard to get together, I might not need any retaining pins. I might just want to stay together. If by some miracle I'm able to get it together. Come on now. I just realized if I may need to give it a little, or I think I'll be able to get this to work, but it may be if I leave a little bit of extra play and where the. All right, come on. I think I can. So where so I have it like each rail has like an A side and a part and a B part. And so I think if I give them some more play, it may make this easier. But I feel like I'm very close, so. I mean, I'm just trying to break geometry right now. That's the problem. Like, geometry is what it is. And I knew this would be a little bit. And if I just keep working my way around a million times, I'll eventually die of old age and won't realize I failed. Oh, nailed it. Nice. So in theory, that should actually hold itself together. So I don't know. I think that came out pretty cool. Between the tricolor PLA and the textured bed, that's pretty neat. And this, I was just trying to use up this green. Not trying to use it up, but I'm like, what color can I do a test one with? I wasn't sure. I was initially thinking this is just a test version, but then I said, you know what? It's probably going to be the final version. If it goes together, I'll use it somewhere. But obviously I could make any pattern on the panels. But they're just flat panels. So like I say, that surface is on the print surface, all around is on the print surface. This top surface is on the print surface. You can't really tell that texture on the green. But it's actually, how hard do I want to shake it? I think it's actually pretty, it slides a little bit, but I think I would have to really whack it pretty good to get it to come apart. Like I could pull it apart. I could definitely pull it apart. So I don't know. I may glue it. I may just take pieces of this filament and, just heat it up, pop it in, snip it off. I don't know. But that right there, actually these holes are a little smaller. So one thing I was thinking I could do, I don't have any blade up here, do I? I was going to just kind of make a U channel, like a staple. Maybe I can break this off like this. If I just strain harden it. So they call strain hardening. If you take a paper clip and bend it a bunch of times, it'll eventually break. They call it strain hardening. You strain it and it gets harder and harder and eventually breaks. So I think I can do like this. I was not scientific with my spacing. Dog still wants to come in. He can wait. It's a nice day out. He'll get over it. Yeah. So I could just do that. Now this shouldn't be able to come out. Yeah, that's locked in tight. So that was kind of my thought, is I can even just do something like that. If I do that all the way around, it's not coming apart. So anyway, I'll probably put this up for download. If anybody's interested in it, I will put a link in the description. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep your glue stick in a vise.